Well, hello, it's Mr. Dixon here. Obviously, with the recent move to remote learning, we have got a lot of parents who are just still not quite sure how to support their children with Showbie, which is obviously the application, the website that we use to be able to share work with children, and they can share work with us and we can communicate with them remotely. So I just thought I'd create this quick video just to give you a bit of a quick rundown and about the different areas and how to use Showbie, and so you can support your child or children. So as you can see here, I've got Chrome open. I've just done a Google search just for Showbie sign in. There's a link on the school website if you want to use that. There's also a free iOS app, so that's Apple devices only, I'm afraid, iPads, iPhones, that you can download and use as well. So you can download that for free, and it's exactly the same process, and it looks like this screen when you do that. It's not available for Android devices, so like your Samsungs and so on. So you would have to use your browser on your Android phone, all right? But it looks like this. So let me just sign into one of my sample accounts just here. Good old Luke Skywalker. As you can see, Luke Skywalker's in year 4. Probably a bit old for that now, you think, but there we go. Let me just put Luke's individual password in. Now, if you're not sure what your child's password is, then please just get in touch with me. You can email me directly at school. So it's bsddixon, which is Dixon, at sbcschools.org.uk, and I can support you and let you know what your child's login details are if you've lost those. They have been sent home previously, but like I say, just feel free to get in touch via emails. Probably the best way to please, if you can. And I can support you and get those details to you. So here we go. It's Luke, my sample pupil. Just going to sign in, give that a moment or two, and you can see that when your child signs in, this is what the screen looks like. They will already be a member of their child's class. So obviously, whichever their teacher is, you will see it will be their class here. Obviously, I'm just going to use my sample class that I've got. All right, so at the moment we've got our list of classes, and normally children will just be a member of one class, but some children maybe have other classes as well. I'm thinking about those children who maybe are part of Brilliant Club or Digital Leaders Club with me. They might have more classes, but if they're not a member of those classes, remember that you won't be able to see them. So your child will only see the classes or class that they are a member of. So this is fine. Obviously I've got my details over here. So for example, Luke, you can see here, if I click on here, we've got a nice profile picture. You don't have to have one of those. And this is where you sign out. Just going back to the profile pictures, some children have changed their profile pictures. Normally with Key Stage 2 children, so that's year 3, 4, 5, and 6, and children in the EMS, they have changed their pictures on here to be a picture of themselves. That's fine. That's absolutely great. And we use that as a record, actually, just to see how they develop through the years, how they change as they grow older. Some children, however, have changed that to other icons, like TikTok icons or gaming ones. Please, can you have a look and talk with your child to make sure that they have only got a picture of themselves on there and no other kind of pictures, please. All right, so yep, that's area. Just by clicking on the name, that's where you can sign out when you've finished using Showbie. But obviously we want to be able to use Showbie and see what's in here. So this is one example, and this is my sample class over here, and if I click on that, then you are going to see a number of different areas down this left hand side menu, all right, that will give you different options of what you can do. Let's have a look at the class discussion first. So if I click on there, you'll see, give it a moment. Here we go. This is the class discussion. So this means that everybody in your class will be able to see that. All children and all the staff that support in there. All right, so you can see we've got obviously a few things in here. So you can see Princess Leia and Han Solo, declaring their love for each other. Well, it's kind of one-way direction, but obviously that is not appropriate. And what we've got as well is a number of children just getting a bit distracted by using the class discussion and including things which really are not suitable for school use, really. We want to keep this for educational use only. We don't want any gamer tags, any other kind of this is my pet rabbit kind of things. They're all great, but we want to focus on, obviously this for supporting your child's learning. So please just monitor what your child is putting in there. Have a quick word with them, just making sure that they're focused on the work that they're supposed to be doing and the learning taking place. Obviously, children can use a number of different ways to be able to communicate. You can see we've got a message from Chewbacca. Thank you, Chewie. All right, so obviously one of the features that we've got in here that they can add is not just text but voice notes. Now, the way that Chewbacca's been able to do that is to go up to here and be able to add something from their computer or a voice note here. All right, so this is where they can add documents and so on. Probably not the best area to be adding their work in the class discussion, because remember, everybody can see that, all right? Unless the teacher specifically requested that, we don't want children adding their work into the class discussion area. We're going to do that a little bit later when we look at the assignments that are over here in this menu here. Okay, so you can see we've got some discussion going on, all the different members of the class, and they can see each other's and reply. Okay, and what I've done here as the teacher, obviously I've done a welcome kind of message, and so we're asking the children every day to kind of sign in and say hello, good morning, just to let us know that they are online, and that is like our register for the day. All right. Now this one in particular, as a teacher, I've been able to pin this one at the top, so obviously that it just doesn't get missed by all the children in lots of different comments that have been posted. The teachers can also pause this discussion as well, and we're doing that within lessons so children focus on the assignments and don't get distracted. And also we are pausing this probably at the end of the day as well. It can differ depending on what the teachers would like the children to do, but we certainly don't want anybody contributing or anybody kind of posting in here. The children definitely, obviously late at night when they should be tucked up in bed and so on. All right, so that's why we generally pause the discussion and then reopen it the next day. So once school's finished, we generally pause this discussion area and then make it live again the following morning. Okay, so this is a class discussion. Remember, this is where everybody can see everything. All right. Then we go over to the on this side. You can see we've got the different assignment areas or folders. So there's the English assignments. So obviously, the teachers, the staff will be adding content and activities for the children to do in each of those. You can see I just clicked on the back arrow just there, doesn't move back. Obviously, you've got one for maths, science, and topic. And then myself, when I work with the children in a computing, so I tend to work with the older children. I click, as an example, I use computing. So if I click in there, you can see what we've got is 3 assignments. They're called. So in fact, this is one that I was using today with the Year 4s. So, you can see our topic title, when we're just starting this one, I've actually named the week as well, just so to help children, kind of, they can follow where we are whilst we have this remote learning going on. And if I click into there, you can see what I've got is let me just scroll down a little bit. I've done an introduction. All right, so you can see it's a lot of text. Often I will put voice notes or even video in there as well, just to support, because I realise there's a lot of text in here to be able to read. So if you're able to, support your child and they need that support, then obviously read it through with them as well. Always include the learning objectives, so the children obviously know clearly what they are doing for that activity, and a bit of a description of what the activity is. You can see in this case I've put a web link for the children to use, and I can just click on there in the usual way. You can see how it just takes you to, in this case, because we're being musicians, this is a particular good website that we've been starting to use today. All right, that's just opened in another tab, which is here I am right at the top, but I click on the other tab to go back, and I'm asking the children, once they've done a little bit of research in here, for example, in this question, in this case, can they research what a door stands for and post its definition into Showbie? Well, they do that by just making it either a comment in here. So you can see Luke has been a really good pupil today and explained to me that he's looked on Wikipedia and found out that DAW means digital audio workstation and what it is. All right. And then obviously as a teacher, I've been able to give Luke a little bit of kind of feedback that way using text. But again, children can, it doesn't all have to be about text. They can use voice notes. They can, if they've got video facilities as well, if they're using a tablet like an iPad or something or a phone, they could even respond with a video. All right, so again, to explain what they're doing, that's fine, but as long as it's obviously appropriate, and we'd ask that the child consider where they are. Obviously, we want them in a suitable state of dress as well, just to make sure they're wearing appropriate clothes and things. So just be aware if you're doing things like videos and so on. Okay, but text and things like that. If the children are working maybe on a paper-based activity, so they maybe downloaded a file that's in here, the teacher has shared that, they can just click on the file. So there's an example of a video that I've shared. Let me just pause that for the moment. That's just a little bit of my Tech Ninja kind of challenge intro video that I use with the children. You can click on there and you can see down here we've got a little icon to be able to download that. So just down here you can download that. And so if it's a document and then the children maybe work on that, they can then, if they've printed that out, maybe take a photograph and they can add that from their computer. They can add it from their photo library. So if you want to go and find a file, just add from your computer, and then it will let you go and search. Okay, and you can see I can go and search. I'm using my Mac today, but obviously it doesn't matter whether it's a PC or Mac. You can go and search for wherever you've got that saved. So they can take a photograph of their work and upload it that way if they want to as well. If we're using a tablet or a phone, another option on this menu would be add from your photo library. Okay, so that'll just be a little bit quicker as well. So you can see this area here, all right, and because we are in an assignment and it's not the class discussion where everybody can see everything, at this moment in time, Luke cannot see anybody else's work and nobody else can see Luke's work. The only people who can see Luke's work is the members of staff in here that are supporting the children. All right, so the teachers, the teaching assistants. And so actually, if Luke was struggling, maybe and wasn't quite clear what the question was asking or whatever, then your child can then leave a message in here. And your child's teacher, our teaching assistant, will be able to respond to them. They will remember that only the staff will see that comment. Nobody else will. So it's private to them. Similarly, if your children's kind of teacher wants to leave an activity just for your child, then they would put it into this section as well. All right. So that might be appropriate. Something obviously just more targeted towards your child. Obviously in here we've got other examples of assignments, so there's just a link to a great online safety game that I've found and want the children to explore, and some another activity on here where we're using BBC website to be able to practice our typing and keyboard skills. So they're just different assignments, but like I say, if we go up to here, that's in computing, all of those will be in here. All right, so English activities in the relevant folder and so on. All right, and so if I go back, I'm back at the beginning. All right, we don't really want to join another class. I know it kind of comes up with this notification every now and again, but all of your children, all the children, should be in the correct classes. One last thing, and then I think we're done. All right, up here is a really good notifications area, and if you click on there, you can see I've got a little red dot, and so that means there's something new in there. This is a great way to be able to see what's happening in your child's class, and for the child to make sure that they don't miss anything. All right, so because it's a class discussion, we can see what the other children, the other pupils in the class are actually sharing as well, so you can see some of those comments in the class discussion. All right, but again, as you can see what I've been sharing with them as well, so they can just keep up to date. And obviously, if they mark all of them as read, they will disappear. And then, obviously, if there's any new comments, new activity, they will come up there as well. So, last thing, when they're finished, click on the name, sign out, and it will take you back to that login page. Hopefully that's been useful. If you have any questions, or like I said earlier, if you're not quite sure what your child's username and password is for Showbie, they have been provided previously, but it's not a problem if you haven't got access to those at the moment. Just again, feel free to email me, and I will support you with that. I will get those details to you. All right. Hopefully that's been useful for you. Thanks very much. Take care.